This was recorded a couple weeks ago, and I bounced around the name a little bit, trying to figure out what it was. My brother-in-law Jonathan helped me come up with Shore Talk, and so that's what we're going to go with. It's going to be the Shore Talk podcast. It's Fishing with A-Train production, and I'm going to try to do it once a month at least, and just have different buddies on and just talk about fishing and whatever. This is going to be the first episode. I recorded it with my buddy Alonzo, aka Stickman. I'll leave a link to his channel down in the description. He's one of my good buddies, one of my coworkers, and we had a good time out on Ouachita, just sitting on the bank, enjoying nature, and just having a good conversation on the shore. So I hope y'all enjoy. This is the Shore Talk podcast.
Well, the weather's nice, man.
Yeah, it is. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and introduce kind of a new thing here. I think I'm gonna call it Conversations on the Water or something along those lines. And just gonna sit here, we're gonna fucking talk about life and, you know, who we are and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna have Alonzo tell you a little bit about what he does, his Stickman persona.
Yeah,
Is that all right? But good way to describe it?
Yeah,
persona.
Yeah, pretty much persona. Yeah.
All right. So, but I hope y'all enjoy this. I'm gonna have gonna try to have different people on. Maybe do it monthly or weekly or something, and it's gonna be just another way for me to put content out for y'all. Maybe when the fish ain't biting like today. But I hope y'all enjoy this and let me know what you think. So, Mr. Stickman,
What's up, bro?
why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, bro?
Well, first, I'm a little nervous on camera, I guess I would say. I used to do vlogs.
Yeah.
I didn't really I don't know, feel.
You just not necessarily natural in front of the camera.
Right,
type?
yeah.
I got you.
And it was hard for me to come up with ideas too, like visual, and it was more time consuming editing the videos.
That is, dude. And video editing, it was like I knew that was gonna be the part of doing this that I didn't like before I even started it.
Yeah.
But I dislike it even more than what I thought I was going to. But it's now that I've gotten used to it and I'm used to the program I use and everything, you know, I got it down now and it's not that bad. But it's still a hassle and it's so time consuming.
Yeah. You want to do an audio check or you think we're good? I could turn on the mic too, and then we could
Try to sync it.
yeah.
So we did a little audio check. Sounds all right. Let me straighten this back up a little bit.
And these rocks are nice. You could adjust yourself however you like.
Oh yeah, dude. This is nature's recliner right here, bro.
Yeah.
But so audio's going good. But glad y'all are tuned in with us today, and hope y'all enjoy this. But anyway, you were saying you started out doing vlogs and stuff, and
Yeah.
you decided you weren't really necessarily comfortable in front of the camera.
Yeah, and it took a long time to edit too. That was very time consuming. Trying to just balance life with it too, you know, and new things, bro, changes and all that. So yeah.
And then was that around the same time Aiden was born and stuff too?
Yeah.
So yeah.
It was when I started walking. I remember shortly after I stopped. So yeah, he was one. I did it for a while. I remember too.
Yeah. I never really watched any of those. Like I would like the stuff you would put on Facebook and stuff. I would see that, but
yeah.
dude, I remember you did that one calling the scammers back.
Oh yeah.
Video
on the TikTok. Yeah.
Dude, that was hilarious, dude. You're gonna have to send me a link to that, dude. I'm gonna link it in this video because I think some of my people, my followers would get a kick out of it, dude. That was hilarious, dude. That was the best video I saw that week, bro.
Yeah. And see, ideas like that, it's kind of harder to come up with. I guess they're more viral type of content. And I also read in a marketing advice type blog or whatever, where it is good to just sometime just make something a little viral, and then your business have a solid message too. And that's kind of what I've been trying to focus on, like something more cleaner on the website and all that to make it look, I guess more nice.
Right.
We've been having a little wind, so I'm just making sure stuff doesn't fly away.
So,
over here.
I know you do a little bit of music and stuff too. Are you still doing that, or is that something you're taking a break from? How's that coming along?
Yeah, I haven't done music in a while, and I sold the mic I had too, the keyboard I had. So I think I still have the mic, but I sold the keyboard for sure. And I just haven't really tapped into it and really had the time. I want to focus on the podcast too, and document a little bit deeper into like how my life is going and how I'm growing too, and pretty much just motivate people to just keep going.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
And that's really much it. Like that's what I try to put my time into, and I barely have time for that. So
Right. Our job keeps us pretty busy.
yeah.
We both work together. We work at the post office. Are you okay with that being out there?
Yeah.
Okay. We both work for the post office and both rural carriers. And it's pretty time consuming.
Yeah.
It can be, especially around the holidays. That's why I didn't put nothing out from November to March, because the holidays got us busy, and then it takes a while to recover after that.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a busy life,
it is.
and then you just got other goals too in life that you want to attack.
Right, dude. I read something about how Jeff Bezos like wants Amazon as a company to be, and it was talking about how people talk about having a separate work life and home life,
Yeah.
and he's like, you shouldn't look at it that way, because then you go into everything with a different mindset,
You
and
lose
then
yourself.
exactly. And you have to look at your work life as part of your life.
Yep.
And that's something you have to do to support your family and everything, and you pay your bills.
That's true.
And you should, if you're not happy in your job, you should definitely look for something else. Look for something that you can get fulfillment out of, as well as pursuing your dreams.
Yes.
And for me, dude, I don't know how you feel about it, but I feel like I get that sense of fulfillment working for the post office. It's
Something to be proud of.
yeah, and it's we're providing a service to people. Like mail necessarily these days, not so much. Like, let's be honest, the majority of what we deliver nowadays is junk mail, as far as mail wise.
Yeah.
But we also deliver more packages than any other courier service in the country. I mean, we handle more in a week than what FedEx handles in a year. I mean, and that's not a knock on FedEx by any means. They're hardworking guys too. It's just the United States Postal Service is so much bigger.
The network, yeah.
But we deliver medicine. Like, that's the thing that I feel is like one of the most important aspects of our job, is especially like my route being a very rural route, way out from town. You're providing. I deliver medicine to people that some of my customers need to survive.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm providing an important service, and some of them aren't able to drive an hour back into town to go pick their medicine up. They're not able to drive anymore and stuff like that. So for me, that's something that I feel is very fulfilling out of our job.
Yeah, something to be proud of for sure. Yeah.
I mean, and it's a good job too. I mean, yeah, you can probably work somewhere else and make more money, but the benefits that we have are awesome.
Yeah, the kind of lifestyle it's also been able to let you have, even in times like this, bro. Like not last year, was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2020 when COVID started. Like, we didn't feel it that much, like how a lot of people feel it.
Right, like
I know that
for me personally, like, it was basically just the same day to day, other than that was the week everything started shutting down here in Arkansas was the same week my daughter was born. So that was pretty brutal out here on Ouachita today. That's one of the reasons why we decided to pull up on the bank here for a little while and just kind of chill out. You probably had a bite at one point when the wind was blowing and you didn't notice it. Plus, you know, your rod was over there and we weren't really paying attention to it. My worm's probably gone too. But yeah, for me, the biggest change for COVID was that was the same time my daughter was born. Like the same week everything started shutting down here in Arkansas, and I had already taken 2 weeks off or I'd put, you know, I already had 2 weeks off put in for when she was born, so I could stay home and help my wife and everything, you know. And so that was the biggest change for me. But after that, you know, that 2 weeks was up, I went right back to work every day, like, you know, and still had a steady paycheck coming and everything. You know, it wasn't much change for me personally. I mean, there was a couple times when times got financially hard because my wife's job, she works at a daycare, and you know, it shut down had to shut down for a couple weeks a few times when they had, you know, multiple cases in the daycare and stuff. And you know, so we had some tough times then. But I mean, it wasn't anything that, you know, like I said, I still had a check coming in, and it was, you know, we was able to pay our bills and stuff. We just, you know, didn't have no extra money, and you know, but we got by. Yeah. And you know, I'm very thankful for that, you know. And just, I'm not the type that could, you know, if we didn't work at the post office and we had a, you know, a non-essential worker job or whatever, you know, I'm not the type that could sit at home and you know, work from home or just sit at home and draw unemployment until my job came back. Dude, I couldn't do that. Like, I got to get out. Right.
I like that you say that all the time. That every day is a good day if you make it a good day.
Yeah. You know, that's something that I'm not sure the people who watch my videos have really seen, because it's not, you know, that's something I say at work a lot. And it, like, if one of my friends or something is struggling with something, they're not having a good day, you know, I tell them that then. But like, as far as my videos go, I haven't really said that much, but you make a good point about that. Like, that's kind of like my mantra. Like, every day's a good day if you make it a good day. Like, some days it's not easy to make it a good day, but there's always positive things that come throughout the day.
Yeah. And like my saying is, like, God lets everything happen for a reason, or everything happens for a reason.
Exactly. Dude, I believe that 100%. You know, you may not understand it at the time, but someday you will.
Yeah. Someday
you're gonna look back at it and be like, oh shoot, I see it now.
Crazy.
Man, it is a beautiful day out here.
Yep, gorgeous. There's a butterfly. The sounds of the birds, the nature, the trees swishing, the waves, like, I was telling Austin when we were on the other side over there on that little island, I was like, the sounds just, like, it makes you want to be quiet, huh?
Right. Just be still and listen.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I don't understand how you know, I'm all for, you know, believing whatever you want to believe, you know, but it's hard for me to understand how somebody could come out here, look at this, listen to the sounds of nature, and look at the natural beauty out here, and say that there's no God.
That's true.
Say this all just happened randomly. Like I can't comprehend that. I mean, and that's not a knock against anybody who believes different than me either.
Yeah.
But
we all believe in, like, something greater, you know, like,
right.
We all have some kind of faith and hope. That's what keeps us going and growing. Like, I think that's the point in life, to never stop learning.
I agree with that. Like, the minute you think you don't have anything left to learn, you're the dumbest you've ever been in your life. Look at Lily. Is you getting hot, Lily? Had to get in the water and cool off? Like, oh, give a phone call. Probably a scammer.
Probably a scammer. I can watch that video. No, so, yeah, like I said, I mean, it's also hard to keep up with how trends happen too. And one man, I feel like nothing is a one man thing. Like, you gotta have a team if you have some kind of vision too, and some kind of purpose to like match to it, you know. And earlier we were talking about how the greater the crowd, the more diverse and the more complicated for everyone to be on one page is. Like, it makes so much sense, especially in today's world with social media and stuff, right? So you just gotta not be careful, but also, and at the end of the day, it's just like you can't try to please everyone.
Right. You either have to learn to accept that not everyone thinks and believes the same as you do, and let people live their lives, or just be miserable over the fact that somebody doesn't agree with you.
Yeah. But I think the world should kind of stop caring about what others think and just live your life.
Right, dude. I figured that out a long time ago, bro. Like, I remember, I think I was in like 7th grade. Like, and at that point, like the cool, like what was in style, like the trendy thing to wear and everything, it was like skateboarding shoes, like Etnies. I begged my parents to buy me a pair of Etnies, dude. So, can you imagine me wearing Etnies, dude? Etnies and with the tight jeans with them split at the bottom, you know, and a hoodie with your hood pulled up. You had your headphones. You cut a hole in your hoodie to run your CD player.
What?
Headphones up through your hoodie to your ear, dude.
That's crazy.
But dude, I remember I begged my parents to wear to buy me those Etnies because that was what was in style at the time. And I think I may have wore them 3 times, dude. And I was like, you know what? I'm done trying to fit in with everybody else. Like, either people are gonna like me for who I am or they're not.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's also a psychological thing that I learned psychology class. Like, it's environmental learning and some other kind of learning, but environmental stuck with me because
kind of like nature versus nurture, kind of.
Yeah, natural and environmental. And yeah, your environment affects who you are in a certain way, but once you wake up to who you really are, it's easier to live your life and not be influenced by the environment.
That's another point I was about to make, is once I did that, like once I came to that realization that I'm just gonna be me and people are either gonna like me for who I am or they're not, dude, I found that I made so many more friends.
Yeah.
Like, and I came out of my shell. Like I used to be real shy and stuff.
It's more genuine.
And like after that, you know, I kind of, you know, found myself, and I'm like, I'm going back to wearing boots. I'm gonna wear my boots and my jeans and my hat like I always do, and I'm just gonna, you know, be myself, dude. And I made so many more friends, dude, and I came to learn that it's a lot easier to make friends when you just be yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, but at the same time, like, I've never had like a large friend circle as far as like people I'm close to.
Yeah, same.
Like that's something I guess about me, like an aspect where I still am kind of shy. Like, I don't fully open up to just anybody.
I used to feel like I had to please everybody, and I think that's a trauma I also grew out of. Like, I felt like I had to always fit in, bro, because I always grew up as an only child and kind of left out of things and shit. But I grew out of it, so now that I found myself, it's just like you balance your peace and you know where to distribute your energy and where not to distribute it, and then you're happy, you're at peace. So
Right.
you learn to love yourself. That's it.
Oh.
You got
Fish on.
We're about to get me.
Fish on. That's what we're talking about, boys. Look at that. Look at that. Nice little sunfish out here. Now that's a keeper there. Whoa.
Oh, the worm's still on there.
Yeah, we reused the worm. Oh yeah.
Nice. That one has like a little turquoise tint to it.
Yeah, all 3 of these fish I've caught today were all long-eared sunfish.
That blue one was nice earlier. I wish
Yeah.
we could have gotten a close up on that one. It was pretty nice.
I should have took a
Even
picture
from the
of it,
water.
but I didn't.
Yeah, even from the water you can see how bright it was.
Alright, y'all excuse me for a minute. I'm gonna go drop this dude in the live well real quick.
No lucky day for me. I haven't caught no fish, but it's been a beautiful day.
You ain't gonna catch no fish without a line in the water.
Oh, you're right. But I'm talking about earlier on the way over here when we had the nerve.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've also tried to focus more on like visual things, like the merchandise that I created. I want to eventually create it to like a minimalist type thing, but also like you can combine so many like things to it. Like have that as a solid, in other words, collection, and then every month or every season type thing have a certain line, like a diverse colors or
Like pastel colors in the
Yeah,
springtime kind of deal,
yeah,
you know,
type
like
thing.
Easter color type.
yeah, like right now how I'm doing the shoes or whatever, and the merchandise that's gonna go with it. Like I don't know, like I like
I'm gonna have you send me links to all that stuff so I can put in the description
put in
and
the
everything.
description. Yeah, and just the visual things, like art, in other words, kind of like how.
Like you've gotten into like the NFT stuff, haven't you? Somewhat, a little bit.
Not really. I've learned about it, but
Not into like creating it, right? I
yeah,
just remember you were telling me about it a while back.
I try to learn about it, but I know it's something complicated for me too, and also because it changes so fast, you're kind of like overwhelmed because you barely have the time to do what you already know, and then to have the time to learn and do what you know, it's kind of like overwhelming too, because you try to pace yourself, and really you shouldn't. You should just kind of go with the flow of what you know, and eventually you'll find really what you desire to do. But NFT creating and stuff, like I'm more like a marketing, more like push on, and like say, hey, look.
Alright, yeah, you were just saying that like you feel like marketing and creating like visuals for marketing and stuff is like kind of what you're calling is, and you made the Fishing with A-Train logo for me.
Yeah.
And we went through a few different iterations, but it was always like, even the very first one you showed me, it was already like almost the same as what I had in my mind for it already, which we talked about it a little bit, but I mean, it just, and then the final product like is just perfect.
You were pleased?
Yes, dude, like it was like, for one, I couldn't have done it better myself because I don't have the talent and the skill set to do that.
And I'm not the best to do it either, but
like it was almost exactly what I envisioned in my head when we originally talked about it.
I appreciate it, bro, because I remember when you told me how you wanted it, I was like, oh, I think I can make it look like how he's saying. So
Dude, it is so cool. Like how you made the hooks on the A, and it almost kind of looks like the Razorback A logo. Like it's just, that was just so cool. Like, cause I'm such a big Razorback fan. Oh shoot.
You know what's crazy, bro, is that I delivered to one of my old teachers. I think he was in geometry. I guess he was impressed of how well I did my math. That, like, man, you'd be a good architect. Like, you could go for an architect. And I saw how he saw
basically
that.
what architecture basically is, just geometry.
Yeah, and that's why I enjoy, I guess, the simulator for the 18-wheelers, and I guess, I don't know how cool, like the filler.
Yeah.
And like, bro, just the geometry of things and the math of things, like how things work too. I don't know, to me, it intrigued me.
Yeah.
And to me, like that also defines how there's a God that's greater than us. Because a lot of things in nature make so much sense, and there's a math to it. And there's like
like a
rhythm.
symphony.
Yeah, some kind of rhythm.
And you can hear what this was. I was explaining this to him. It's something my grandpa, my Papa Charles, it was part of the reason why I have the love of fishing that I have. Also, my love of Razorbacks and the sports comes from that side of the family too. But he was explaining to me one day, we'd been out fishing and we was at church camp. Actually, it was the church that my mom's family goes to. They have, you know, most of the time you go to church camp, it's all kids your age and everything.
Yeah.
Well, this church camp, they have, like, throughout the summer they'll have like the church camp for the young kids, and then the junior high kids and the high school kids, and then they have what they call reunion, and that's where like young and old all come. And that was always my favorite because, you know, I'd be there with my grandparents and everything. And so we're staying in this cabin at church camp, and there was this pond that they had, and we'd go down there and fish. And that's what, other than, you know, the church services and the group activities and stuff, like all the free time, that's where me and Papa Charles spent, like down there at that pond fishing. And well, it was about time for dinner one evening, and we was walking back up to the cabin to wash up and get ready to go down to dinner. And he just said, stop. And he said, stop and listen. And he said, the symphony's about to change. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, the daytime symphony's about to transition to the nighttime symphony. And what he was talking about was, you know, the sounds that you hear throughout the day, the birds singing, the crickets chirping and everything. As the sun begins to set, at a certain point, everything starts to meld together. Like, it'll transition to something completely different. But there's a point in between where the daytime sounds are still going on along with the nighttime sounds. You know, the bullfrogs are croaking, the crickets are chirping, you got the songbirds singing, and the bobwhites and the whippoorwills are starting to sing too. Mm-hmm. And it's all there at the same time, and then it transitions to mainly the nighttime sounds. And it's just like, it's just beautiful. It's music. I mean, that's what it is. And there, you know, they say scientifically that there's only a couple other species besides humans that are able to, like, they recognize music. But the fact that all these creatures come together not knowing they're making music per se, but all making their own sounds to, you know, for their own reasons, for their species, you know, whether it's to attract a mate or whatever, and it all comes together to create this beautiful noise that's us as humans can only to describe as music.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, I think that's also just another affirmation that there's something greater than this, right?
Exactly. So, whatever it is, you believe that there's something greater that brought us all here. I mean, there's no other planet that we know of so far that has the ability to sustain life in the way that Earth does.
Right.
And like, for me, it's just hard to believe that that's an accident. You know, that this one rock, out of all these rocks that are sitting here in orbit around this star that we call the sun, out of all of it, this one just happened to be in the perfect position, not too far away, not too close, for everything to come together, to have liquid water, to have breathable oxygen, to be able to support plant life and organic life and everything that we know as the universe today. Like, that can't be an accident in my mind. I firmly believe that God gives you what you need when you need it.
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
Like,
He lets everything happen for a reason, and everybody learns in different patterns. Everybody, I don't know, we all learn the same thing or similar thing in our lives, but at a certain age, we learn things differently than people at different ages.
And then just your own experiences are going to lead you towards different things. Like, you're going to need different, like, as far as spiritual goes, you're going to need different spiritual guidance than the next person because you haven't encountered the same things in life that they have. I really wasn't planning on this being a spiritual kind of
Me either, bro.
God talk, but you know, it's just,
I think
look,
that's why it's better when
it's just naturally developing,
Yeah.
like it's meant to be, kind of like you go where the spirit leads you, kind of.
it takes you. Yep.
And that's kind of how I try to live my life.
And see, it's funny because not so long ago either, I was like, I should have just left them videos. Like, maybe I would stop for a while, but they would have been there, you know?
Right. You
And-
deleted them all?
Yeah. And also, I was running out of space in the computer, and I was a dummy, bro. I didn't know how to clear out the space, like, so I just pretty much deleted it. I was like, well, I don't need it anymore. I already, published it.
Yeah.
And archive it or whatever, put into a hard drive. Finally got a hard drive too.
Yeah, that's something I need to do.
Yeah.
Just because I've got so much, well, I would have so much raw footage that I could go back and make like little funny short videos out of and stuff. But because everything I have, I saves on that memory card, and I haven't gotten another memory card. You know, and it only has so much space on it. So usually after I edit and use everything I'm going to use on it, I go ahead and wipe the memory card so it's ready for the next trip.
Yep. Having just being prepared too, bro. Like, to me that was hard, bro. Like, just making it harder on myself than I should have had, because I was trying to please everybody, like I said. And then I was like, man, just do what you want. Just do how you want to do it. And the right people will follow. The right people will stick around. The right people will care, you know? You don't want everyone to care. Like, everyone has to have that freedom too of how they think. You can't lock everybody in one case to think of how they should, you know?
Right.
Because we all grow differently and we all think differently too.
We've all had different experiences in life that led us to our perceptions we have of the world.
You can't please everybody, so just live your life.
Well, one person, dude, that's what really irritates me about people that get mad at comedians and try to cancel comedians and stuff. Like, you have to understand, just because it's not funny to you doesn't mean it's not funny to someone else. And you also have to understand that these people, the majority of them, I'm sure there's some comedians out there that, you know, really mean the offensive shit they say, but the majority of them are just trying to make people laugh. You know, they're trying to bring a brightness to the world that you might not get otherwise. You know, I mean, there's a lot of comedians that I don't necessarily personally think are funny, but I can still respect their material and I can see where other people find it entertaining, you know?
Bro, I have to show you this Will Smith, like, pretty much, I feel like him and Chris Rock actually did copy off the movie, bro, because it's an old movie.
Dude, I saw that deal where you shared that, but I couldn't get the video to play.
Bro, I can send it to your phone, but the point of it is, like, they were at the Oscars, right? And I feel like there could be so many reasons why they did it. And it could have been for money, it could have been for attention, it could have been for public, you know, like public publicity
Statement.
stunt. Yeah, a publicity stunt, really, or whatever, a public statement, like you said, to the bigger corporations or whatever it may be. But like, it was the exact same thing, damn near. Like, he said, keep my wife's name out your mouth twice. He, like, almost everything just kind of like, he was sitting on the exact same side, and Chris Rock kind of acted like the same way that other dude did. And bro, it's just like, how is it not just coincidence, you know? Like,
Right.
it can't be. And yeah, bro, so at the end of the day, it's only gonna matter to those who want it to win, right? To those who put attention to it, to those who add energy to it.
Right.
And we as people provide our energy to a lot of things that we probably don't even, or shouldn't even care about, but just because other people are doing it, it's like, oh, you do it too, whatever, and stuff like that. And just be yourself, because then you won't have to drain your energy and stuff that really doesn't keep your brain growing, I would say. Because your brain is a muscle.
Feel that.
You know?
I feel that, bro. Like, All right, so I hope y'all enjoyed the first episode of the Shore Talk podcast. It was a lot of fun out there on Lake Ouachita, just sitting on the bank, shooting a bull with my buddy. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. And if you want to be a guest on the Shore Talk podcast, reach out and let me know. And we'll try to make that happen. We can talk about fishing or life or whatever you want. But leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And until next time, thanks for fishing with A-Train.